What is going on, everybody, and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. That would be amazing if you hit that subscribe button. Also hit that thumbs up button, and if you do want to catch up on anything that I've done previously, then the playlist is in the link in the description below, so you can see all the formations, tactics that we've used over the last 9 months in regards to all the patches that have been dropped by EA. So yeah, we are in a final patch, the patch finale as they call it, where they have made a few buffs and nerfs. Now, we're not going to talk about the nerfs, there's no point, but what they have buffed is passing. So passing players is what you need at this point in time because they are insane. The passing accuracy is so much better now. There's a few other alterations as well, but it doesn't really make much difference in the weekend league or division rivals or anything. You know, the passing is what you notice the most, especially the ground passing, especially the long balls is what you'll notice the most. So yeah, we've kind of gone back to a 4-2-1-3. Haven't done this formation for a long time, purely because there was better formations out there than this. Now, although this is still a meta, and if you play the weekend league like I do, you'll find that you'll come up against this formation probably 9 out of 10 games. So it's always good to revisit it and see all the different alterations that have been made and all the subtle little movements that we've done to make this formation even better than it was before. So as you can see, we're running it as a 4-2-1-3. It's on balance. We have defensive approach high. We have it on 90. If you remember the previous patch, they decided to mess around with depth, and anything above 91 is like they kind of nerfed it, if you like. So we try and stick to below that. So we're sticking to the 90 because you still get the aggressive offside trap, you still get the aggression from the players sticking to the left back, to the right back like glue, and sticking a foot in as and when they need it. Now, as always, if you've watched me before, you will know I like to put in some gameplay before I show the code and how I've got these players set up, purely because I want you to understand how you use the players, number one, and number two, where each player is in each position. So that is what I'm going to do first. So yeah, stay tuned, gameplay, and then I will show you how I've got it all set up, and I'll explain everything as we go along. So we all know how this formation works by now. You have 4 defenders, 2 CDMs, 1 cam, 3 forwards. The 2 CDMs will not move away from that centre circle. If you look to the right of your screen, you'll see your 2 DMs are always going to be high up, and they're the ones that are going to basically be protecting that midfield. So for me personally, when I use this formation, I do rely heavily on the left back and right back to try and get forward as much as possible manually, without leaving myself exposed. But one thing I do like about this formation, compared to other formations, is how close the front three are. I think they're a little bit more closer than a 4-3-3, especially when it comes to in the box. So yeah, if you mess around with the ball, get your 1-2s going, get your triangles, get your squares going, it's so difficult to stop these players. And then on top of that, you'll have late runners. So you'll have the late run from a cam, you'll have a late run from a midfielder like the DM. You might even possibly have a late run from a wide player. It has so many different options going forward, and there's things like this as well. So from a corner, from this breakaway, it's 1 pass out to the wing, 3rd pass, you're through, and it's a 3v1, and I shouldn't really score there, but again, it's how your opponent has their team set up that makes the difference to how you have your team set up. So like I was saying, your front three can play in a variety of different ways. You're not stuck to just having them stuck out wide or coming inside. You can have them on roaming if your opponent isn't as aggressive as you are, and that is the most important thing. Is if you come up against an aggressive opponent, which 9 times out of 10 you do in FUT Champs, then the roaming side of the left wing and right wing is not really great. So you need to bear that in mind. And also as well, that if you do send a DM on a run or a left back on a run, you are going to be exposed. So you want to try and leave those type of players in their position and use their runs if you're confident that you know that you're not going to lose the ball or get counter-attacks. And games like you're seeing at the minute is it's happening quite a lot in FUT Champs at the minute. So you know, you go 2-3-1 up, and then suddenly it's 4-4, 80 odd minute, and then, yeah, you get the 5-4 or the 6-4, whatever. It's really strange. I've had the reverse of that as well during the FUT Champs for me. I had a game where I was up 3-0 at half time, and then suddenly it just went weird, and my defenders couldn't defend, my players couldn't move like they were in the first half, and I ended up losing the game. And I don't know if it's a connection issue or if it's a mindset issue, but it happens to all of us. It even happens to the professionals as well, regardless of what they say. It does happen to them also, so it is a bit of a pain in the arse at the minute, but it is what it is. So yeah, obviously we've got ultimate tots at the minute, so we're trying to get as many reds as we possibly can. That is ultimately the aim of the game, trying to get as many reds as we can. And obviously we've got shapeshifters coming up as well, which I think could be pretty good. From some of the leaked cards that I've seen, there's some really nice cards coming our way. I did see one. I don't know how true it is. We might be getting a 98 Lenny Yoro striker version. That would be pretty nice to have a 98 rated version. Because compared my team from this year to last year, at this stage, I don't have anybody above 96, which is unusual because last year I had quite a few 97s. I think I have one 97 in my squad, and that's Hansen. Apart from that, everybody's below 96. So yeah, it's a bit of a weird one this year, but again, provided you get your formation right and you get your team set up correctly, players, it doesn't really matter what type of players you're using, whether you're using males, whether you're using females, whether you're using TOTS cards or whether you're using other cards that are out there. Provided you're set up correctly, that is all that matters. That Gyökeres card, I packed him during this whole session that we're doing now, and yeah, he's pretty decent, good in the air. And you can see here he's got some nice goals in him, which is what you want. I do have the 96 Benteke, not a fan. Still find myself going to Bale and Mbappe, believe it or not, the 294s, because they are just incredible. And they're cards that I've had right from the beginning, and yeah, they just evoed them and they just get better and better and better. So I'm hoping to still do some more evos as well. That would be pretty nice. But you can see in the FUT Champs we're just scoring goals after goals after goals, and yeah, it's relentless. We have lost 2 in the FUT Champs so far, so it's not a perfect run with this formation with me compared to last weekend. So yeah, I have lost 2, so I expect this weekend league to be a little bit poor for me in the respect I probably will get to about 12 wins, which is fine. That's what we want. But anyway, let me stop chatting and let's get into how I've got this set up and how we can utilise it. So I kind of thought it would be a little bit better to show you the FUT Champs gameplay more than the Rivals gameplay, because ultimately that is where the better rewards are, is in FUT Champs, and that is what we're after. We're after those reds. So as you can see, what we have in front of you is, it's really simple. It's fullback defend on both the left back and right back. Now, I have played around with the 2 DMs, especially the more holding DM over the last 3 or 4 days. I have tried it on Deep Line Playmaker. It doesn't work as good as it did before, so I'm sticking with the holding on both them and roaming, because they stay slightly higher up the pitch and they are there to break down any counter attacks that may come along. Now, we're using roaming a lot in this formation. As you can see, the cam is Playmaker roaming. Again, inside forward on the left wing and right wing, I have them on attack. Now, if you have them on roaming, if somebody else you come up against is using aggressive defensive approach, the left wing will stick to the right back and the right wing will stick to the left back, and you just don't have no space to spin in behind or anything like that. So it's best just to have them on inside forward and attack at this point in time, because I don't see that changing anytime soon. However, if you do come up against somebody that isn't so aggressive and is standoffish, roaming is the better option forward. So you can always change that in game. You can just pause it, change it, and do it that way. Yeah, the forward, advance forward and attack. That's all you really need, guys. Nothing more than that. It kind of looks like a 4-2. It kind of looks like a 4-3-3 ish, but it is a 4-2-3-1. So yep, there is the code. Absolutely, everybody knows about this formation by now. If you haven't used it, go ahead and use it. You will definitely get those extra wins and those extra reds. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Yeah, hit that like button if you like what you see, and please remember to subscribe, because yeah, I just want to keep these custom tactics coming thick and fast because we have a few more tactics to do before we finish with the game, and then obviously we'll move on to FC26. So it's come around so quick. So yeah, definitely hit that subscribe button so you can see what we have planned for the future.